Welcome to Bethel Online Education Hub. Learn anytime, anywhere. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Let's learn together, the Bethel way.
Hello everyone and welcome for today's lesson. Have you ever wondered how scientists are able to determine the age of rock, fossils, or even the earth itself? It's almost like being a detective, piecing together clues from the past to understand our planet's incredible history. Imagine holding a rock and realizing it could be millions or even billion of years old. But how can we possibly know that? For today's, we're going to explore how geologists uncover the timeline of the Earth past using two important methods, which is the relative dating and absolute dating. These techniques help scientists figure out not just the sequence or the events that shape our planet, but also the exact age of rocks and fossil. By the end of this lesson, you will have a better understanding of how we unlock Earth history, layer by layer, just like reading the page of a very ancient book. So now let's begin with the basic definition so we can clearly understand the difference between two methods. The first is relative dating. Relative dating is a technique used by geologists to figure out whether a rock layer or geological event is older or younger compared to another. It doesn't tell us the exact number of years. Sometimes instead, it focuses on the order in which event happened. You can think of it as putting a piece of puzzle in the correct sequence without knowing the exact date each piece was created. So, relative dating is nakapokus siya sa order ng events, yung mga pangyayari. Next is the absolute dating. On the other hand, goes a step further. It provides us with a specific age or at least precise range of year. This is made possible using scientific techniques like radioactive decay and radioactive dating, which measure how certain elements break down over time. So, sa absolute dating naman is ito yung techniques na kung saan ginamit ng mga scientists para magkaroon ng makapagbigay ng exact na year or kung gaano ba katagal na form ang isang bato. So, ang mga scientists gumamit sila ng radioactive decay and radioactive dating to make it easier to imagine. Relative dating is like this book was written before that one, while absolute dating is saying this book was written in 1990. Both methods are important, but they are severe different purpose. One give us the sequence of event, while the others give us the actual timeline. So remember, relative dating give us the sequence of events. Unlike absolute dating give us the actual timeline. Before we further dig into our lesson, so let's think about how rock layers are formed. So paano nga ba nabubuo ang layer ng bato? Rock layers, also known as strata, form through the process called sedimentation. So, yung tinatawag nating layers ng bato or patong-patong ng bato is tinatawag natin siyang strata. At yung process na yon is tinatawag nating sedimentation. At yung mga particles, minerals, and organic materials are called sediments. Itong mga sediments na to is carried away by wind, water, or ice and gradually settle in low-lying areas like river, lakes, and ocean. As more and more sediments accumulate, so mas maraming sediments ang na-accumulate sa isang lugar, or for example is maraming sediments or small particles and minerals na ang natangay ng tubig or hangin sa isang lugar. So, mas maraming small particles ang napupunta sa lugar na yon, mas bumibigat ang upper layer. Ang dahilan kung bakit nako-compress ang nasa ilalim and squeezing them tightly together. So, kung saan, habang nasisiksik siya, so, tumitigas siya. Over million of years, these compacted layers harden. So, sa katagalan ng panahon, itong hardened layers na to is napoform siya into sedimentary rocks. Each layer forms on the top of the previous one, creating a visible stack of strata. These layers are like pages in Earth history book. So, yung layers na to is, ito yung masasabi nating pahina ng history ng ating mundo. The oldest layer are usually found at the bottom, while the youngest layer are at the top. So, yung layer ng strata na yun is yung pinakamatanda or pinakamatagal, siya yung matatagpuan natin sa ilalim. At yung mga younger layers is makikita natin siya sa taas. Unless they've been disturbed by force like earthquake or volcanic activity. So, mababago lang siya kapag nagkaroon ng earthquake or volcanic activity na kung saan yung compacted layers ng rocks is tinamaan ng earthquake or volcanic activity. So, may tendency siya na mabago yung tinatawag nating formation niya. By studying this layer, scientists can learn about the environment and life forms that existed when each layer was formed. So, sa pag-aaral ng mga scientists sa layer na to, natutunan natin na kung ano ang environment ng mga panahon na yon, kung ano yung mga nabuhay nung panahon na yon. So now let's talk about the method to determine the age of stratified rock. We have relative dating. So relative dating is a method used by geologists to arrange geological event in correct sequence based on the order of the rock layer. Instead of providing an exact age in years, it helps determine which rock, fossil, or event happened first, second, third, and so on. By studying the position of rock layers or strata, and using principles like the law of superposition, intrusion and extrusion, and the fault relationship, scientists can establish a timeline of events. Fossil found with this layer also provide clues about the relative age of rock, as a certain fossil only appear during specific time period. So, in relative dating, ito yung method na kung saan ginamit ng geologists para malaman, makapagbigay ng sequence of event, yung mga pangyayari, kung alin bang ang nauna. Sa pag-aaral ng mga scientists sa position ng rock layers or strata, gamit ang mga principles like law of superposition, intrusion, extrusion, and fault relationship. Nakapag-establish sila ng timeline of events. At sa mga fossil na natagpuan sa bawat layer or bawat strata, nakapag-provide din sila ng clues about relative age of the rocks as a certain fossils appear during a specific time. So now let's talk about the second method used by scientists, geologists, to determine the age of stratified rock, which is the absolute dating. Absolute dating is a method used to determine the actual age of rock or fossil in years. So yung absolute dating is, ito naman yung method na ginamit ng mga geologists para malaman yung actual years ng fossil or rock. So, kumbaga, ginamit ito para matukoy yung pinaka-taon na nabuhay yung fossils na yon. Unlike relative dating, which only tell us the sequence of event, absolute dating provides a specific number or age range. This method is often based on radioactive decay. So, itong absolute dating is nag-base siya sa method na tinatawag nating radioactive decay. Radioactive decay, a process where unstable parent isotopes in rock break down into stable daughter isotopes at a steady rate. By measuring the ratio of parent to daughter isotopes and knowing the elements called half-life, the time it takes for half of the parent isotopes to decay. Scientists can accurately calculate how long the process has been occurring and thus determine the age of rock. Absolute dating allows geologists to place exact number on Earth's timeline, often revealing age and range from thousands to billions of years old. So, absolute dating, siya yung nakakapagbigay or nakakatukoy ng taon. Itong method na to is ginamit ng geologists para makapagbigay ng exact age to thousand to billion years. Now let's talk about the law of superposition. In relative dating, scientists rely on several key principles to determine which order in which event occurred. One of the most important is the law of superposition. This law states that in an undistributed sequence of sedimentary rock or strata, each new layer of sediments is deposited on the top of older layer. This means that the topmost layer is always younger, while the bottommost layer is the oldest. Ayon sa law of superposition, so dinetermine ito na kung alin yung pinaka nasa ibabaw, siya yung mas bata. Then, yung nasa pinakailalim, siya yung pinaka matanda. By carefully examining this layer, geologists can establish a timeline of events. So, sa pag-examine, careful examine ng mga layers na to, mga geologists ay nakapag-establish ng timeline of events, even if they don't know the exact numerical age. The law of superposition forms the foundation for understanding how Earth's surface has changed over millions of years and helps scientists piece together the planet's geologic history layer by layer. Next, we have the law of cross-cutting relationship. This law states that any geologic feature cut across other rock must be younger than the rock it cuts through. For example, when an igneous rock intrusion pushes up through existing layer, the intrusion must be occurred after those layers were already in place. An extrusion happens when molten lava escapes onto Earth's surface during a volcanic eruption and then cools and hardens. This forms a new layers of igneous rock that is always younger than the rock layers beneath it, just like a freshly spread layer of icing on a top of cake. Next is an intrusion. On the other hand, occurs when magma pushes it away into cracks or spaces within existing rock layers beneath the surface and solidifies them because the intrusion cuts through the surrounding rock. It is always younger than the rock it penetrates. This lead an important principles in geology. If sometimes cuts through existing rock, it must have formed after those rocks were already there. This concept helped geologists piece together the sequence of events that shape an era even when the exact age are unknown. Another important clue in relative dating is the presence of faults, which are cracks or fractures in the earth crust. If a fault cuts through a series of rock layers, geologists know that the fault must be younger than the rock it cuts through. This is because the rock layers had to be there first before they could be broken or shifted by the fault. Think of it like cracking a solid plate. The plate must already exist before it breaks. This principle helps scientists determine the order of geological events by studying which layer are cut by a fault and which are not. They can figure out which event happened first and which occurred later, creating a clearer timeline on Earth's history. Now, let's talk about inclusion. Inclusion are the pieces of or fragments of rock that are found embedded within another rock layers. These fragments are known as inclusion, and they always older than the rock layer that contains them. Why in this case? The included piece must have existed first before they could be incorporated into a new layer of sediments. For example, if you found if you find a chunk of granite embedded with a layer of sandstone, the granite piece is older than the sandstone. This is because the granite had to form a break part first before being mixed into the sediments that eventually became the sandstone layer. These principles is another valuable to geologists to establish the relative order of geological events. Another important principle in relative dating is the principles of original horizontally. These principles state that the layer of sediments are usually deposited in a horizontal flat position under the influence of gravity. In other words, when sedimentary rocks when sedimentary rocks form, they typically start out a flat layers. So, if you observe a rock layers that tilted, bend, or fold, it means that some geological event such as earthquake, volcanic activity, or mountain building process occurred after the layer were originally deposited. This principle helps geologists identify later disturbance in earth crust and better understand the sequence of events that shape a particular area. Now, let's shift our focus to absolute dating, which allows scientists to determine the actual age of rocks and fossils in years rather than just their order in a sequence. One of the most widely used techniques for absolute dating is called radiometric dating. This method relies on the natural process of radioactive decay, in which unstable isotopes called parent isotopes breaks down into stable isotopes called daughter isotopes at a constant and predictable rate. By measuring the ratio of parent isotopes to daughter isotopes in a rock or fossils and knowing the half-life, the time it takes for half of the present isotopes to decay. Scientists calculate how long the decay has been occurring. This give this give them the rock's fossil exact age in years. For example, carbon 14 dating is used to date organic material up to 50,000 years old. For much older rock, isotopes like uranium 238, which decay into lead 206, or potassium 40, which decay into argon 40, are commonly used. Absolute dating using radiometric methods is an essential tool because it allows geologists to place precise dates on the events in the Earth's history, creating a detailed, accurate timeline that spans billions of years. Isotopes are atoms of the same element that have the same number of protons, but different numbers of neutrons. This difference makes some isotopes unstable, and over time they naturally change into more stable forms. This process is called radioactive decay. During radioactive decay, the unstable parent isotopes breaks down into stable daughter isotopes. These breakdowns happen at a constant, predictable rate for each isotopes. The time it takes for half of the parent isotope is an example. To decay into daughter isotopes, it's called the half-life. This principle is the basis of radiometric dating, a key absolute dating method that gives exact age in years for the rocks and fossils, helping geologists build a precise timeline of Earth history. A key concept in absolute dating is the idea of half-life, which helps scientists measuring geological time with remarkable accuracy. A half-life is the amount of time it takes for half of the unstable parent isotopes. Is an example to decay into stable daughter isotopes. This means that the number of parent isotopes steadily decays over time, while the number of daughter isotopes increase. Because the decay rate of each isotope is constant and predictable. Geologists measure the ratio of parent to daughter isotopes in a rock sample and calculate how many half-lives have passed. This allows them to determine the exact age of rock or fossil, often in a incredible precision. Why is it important? Half-life calculation for the basis of radiometric dating, one of the most reliable ways to establish absolute age of rock. Different isotopes have different half-lives, making it possible to date materials ranging from a few thousand years old to billion years old. Understanding half-life allows scientists to put actual numbers on the age of rock and fossil, unlocking Earth's timeline layer by layer. To summarize what we have learned, relative datings allow scientists to figure out the sequence of events in Earth's history. It tells us which rock layers or fossils are older or younger than the other by looking at their position and relationship. However, it does not give us exact ages in years. Absolute dating, on the other hand, provides us actual numeric ages or date range. This is done using techniques like radioactive decay and half-life measurement, which allow scientists to calculate precisely how long ago a rock or fossil formed. When combined these two methods, geologists gives a powerful toolkit. Relative dating helps establish the order of events, while absolute dating adds exact dates to those events. Together, they allow scientists to build a determined timeline of the Earth history and a better understand on how our planet has changed and evolved over billions of years. Thanks to the tools, we know we now know the Earth is about 4.6 billion years old. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for joining me for lesson 9 on relative dating and absolute dating. These concepts are essential for understanding the history of our planet. If you found this helpful, feel free to review the lessons or ask questions in the comment section. See you in the next video, where, where we'll explore even more about Earth's fascinating past.